Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Advice with Mike. I'm your host, comedian Mike Murphy. Now, if you're new to the channel, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. This is the show where you guys send in your messiest, toxic, most out-of-pocket predicaments, and I attempt to break them down, giving my honest and unbiased feedback. Now, listen, I'm a comedian, not a therapist, so ain't no guarantee I'll be able to help fix your life. But I can provide laughter along the way and call it like I see it. So without any further ado, let's get into the episode. My wife thinks me and her sister have something going on, but the truth is far worse than that. So Mike, one day my wife was showing me a picture on her phone, but told me don't swipe left or right because it was one of her friends without a top on. What's her Instagram? No, it's for market research purposes and whatnot. I can't lie, that made me curious as hell. Yeah, me too, and I'm definitely here for it. So later that night when she was asleep, I went through her phone to the messages to find that pic. Okay, I'm back to definitely not being here for it. My mans, you're wildin'. Well, I couldn't find a pic of her friend, but what I stumbled upon was a gold mine. She had pics of her sister topless, and by the way, her sister has the best rack I've ever saw in my life. What's the sister's Instagram? No, it's just for market research purposes and whatnot. I don't know why women be sharing naked pics with each other, but they do. Well, I airdropped the pics to my phone and saved them so I could really look at them when I had some time to myself. Like this video if you think he's a piece of shit. Well, those pics ended up on my iCloud and my wife seen them on my computer. I forgot the damn thing is synced to my phone. Stay alert, stay alive. She confronted me about it and thinks that me and her sister have something going on and that she sent me the pics herself. See, you better come clean before wifey catch her sister and run the fade, all because your curious creep ass couldn't relax. I don't know what's worse, letting her believe that or telling her that I did some creep shit by stealing the pics and was lusting over her sister. You think I can fix this, bro? You got a better chance of seeing the original Epstein files than you do fixing your marriage. What are you talking about? If you got any type of integrity about yourself, you'll tell your wife exactly what happened. Because if she think her sister then crossed her and did some snake shit, sending you the news, she probably gonna whoop on her sister. It's gonna cause a mad fallout with the family, and you're still in the hot seat for dealing with the sister. There's no scenario where you aren't guilty of something. So instead of taking the ship down with you, just tell the truth. Yo, you remember that day? You was, you know what I mean? All right, boom. I got curious. You know, I'm a piece of shit. I'm sorry, I'm a pig. I know this is a white person because you said the nicest rack ever. So I'm gonna use words that y'all would say. I'm a pig, you know? Geez, what do you want me to do about it? Your friend has a, you know what I mean? Katie's rack is, duh. Come on, man. Give me a break, jeez. That's how y'all talk. Anyways, you just tell her, like, look, you told me that. I ain't gonna lie, I got curious. I tried to find a friend, came across your sister. I'm a man. I look, you know what I mean? I sent it just to get a regular peep, and then I just, you know, that was it. What do you want me to do? No, you didn't cheat. You want to see a pair of titties. Who don't want to see a pair of boobs? You know, and a nice set. What man don't want to see that? So yeah, you're a piece of shit for sure. And you didn't even go in there expecting to see the sister. You trying to see the friend. Damn, Carolyn got a, you know what I'm saying, a set on her. Let me see what the areola is. Is she a salami mommy or is she a Hershey Kiss type dip? I need to see. You went in there, seen his sister, was like, yo, this is better than a friend. Airdrop. Because you didn't want to send the trace of the text message, so you did the airdrop. You wise, you know what I'm saying? I get it, you wise. But yeah, you're a piece of shit too. Definitely not here for that. So you need to be honest, tell your wife exactly what you did, and be like, yo, listen, I just wanted to see your friend, and I came across your sister. Apologies. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if her sister's, I didn't even try to give you an excuse to get out of this, but I don't know if her sister's face is in the picture, or maybe you just know what her sister looked like. But if ain't no face, or maybe you could say, like, oh, I thought it was the friend. I mean, it's still wrong, but I didn't know I was looking at your sister. Maybe you could do something like that. And I don't even advise you to do that, but to try to lighten the blow a little bit, because sister versus friend is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my girl messing with my brother or my friend, but if she had to see somebody's meat, I don't want it to be my brother. We had Thanksgiving dinner, she eating, looking up, knowing he got the whammy on him, pause. I mean, I don't know that, but I'm just saying. Now she like keying, knowing what my little brother's meat look like. No, we can't do that. So come clean, be honest, tell the truth, ask for forgiveness. That's the only way you could probably fix the situation. Because really, it's just seeing some, you know what I'm saying, some boobs. That's really it. You ain't try to DM her. You ain't try to talk to her, nothing. You just look at the boobs. Save them for a little, you know what I'm saying? That's it. So that's my advice to you. Let me know what happens. I'm looking forward to a follow-up. Let me get a follow-up email from you. So that's my advice, my man. Stay alert, stay alive. I broke up with my boyfriend for something better, but the grass ain't always greener on the other side. So Mike, I'm gonna be honest. I was in a relationship and things were cool, but this guy kept sending me messages on Instagram about how he would do this, that, and the third for me if I was his girl, blase blah. Oh yeah, well, what's your Instagram? Nah, it's for market research purposes and whatnot. It was getting kind of tempting because my man wasn't doing any of those things. Everything that glitter ain't gold. So after an argument we had, I used that as a reason for us to take a break. And my boyfriend said, okay. Oh, you ain't text me back right away. I think we need a break. Nasty work. I messaged dude right away trying to see what he was talking about. Damn, you extra thirsty. Why don't you relax? Begging the stallion? It was all just talk, Mike. That man ain't do nothing he said he was going to do. Stay alert, stay alive. Just a bunch of what you doing texts all day and no action. Excuse after excuse about why he couldn't do what he said he would do if I was his woman. Sounds like he told you all those things because you knew you had a man. Hit you with the hypothetical head fake. So I reached back out to my ex to end the break and get back together. And he tells me I should go be with that dude. Hey, yo. I was confused because how did he even know about him? Come to find out, my man was the one asked the dude to keep messaging me and making all those promises to see if I would take the bait. Nah, time out, technical foul. You didn't fumbled your man over the fake fantasy and now you assed out like a pair of chaps. That's lame as hell, Mike. What grown man got time to be playing childish games? The man you trying to get back with, that's who. That's like entrapment or something. I ain't even cheat or anything, so how was I wrong for keeping my options open and going after something that was better for me? Like this video if you think she's full of shit. He act like I cheated. If he was doing all the things he should have, I wouldn't even be answering another man's DMs. How can I get him to see that I only left because I was feeling neglected? See, I would have been with you if you left him because your boyfriend just wasn't doing all these things he should have been doing. I'd have been cool with that. But your boyfriend couldn't have been that bad if you went to homie cuz, figured out that was a scam, and then try to go back to your ex. So your ex clearly ain't that bad if you was willing to go right back. You wasn't even like, well, you know what? I'm single now. Let me explore more options. No, you say, oh, I'm going to go back to home base because I know it's safe. You women are so insatiable. It don't even make any sense. Y'all operate off of feelings, and feelings are fleeting. They come and go. You know, they're up and down, back and forth. There are a bunch of different things. This reminds me of a story that I heard about some woman told, and then I heard Kevin Samuels tell it too. It's called The Husband Store. And basically, each floor, there's 6 floors or 7 floors or whatever. Each floor, the men gradually get better. Like the first floor, the dude might be, 9 to 5, God-fearing, whatever. Next floor, same thing, all included. But now this dude, like, he got the good package. He could pipe you right. You know what I'm saying? The next one might be like, oh, this dude got the good package and he's rich and he treats you well. And then so forth and so on, it goes on. The only rule to the husband store is once you go up one floor, you can't go back down to the next floor. You know what I'm saying? So once they finally reach the 7th floor, there's a sign that says, sorry, there's no husbands up here. You reached the end, like you got to leave. Basically, like nothing was ever good enough for you. Every floor, you was like, oh, well, I can get better than this. I can get better than this. You had like what was perfectly enough for you, but still thought I can do better. And that's what be happening. Y'all be with the dude that's giving y'all the 80, 85%, and then y'all go leave or whatever, hoping you'll get 100%, and it never happens. Oftentimes, y'all end up with 30%, 40%. Very rarely do y'all ever spin the block back and get another 85%. You lost out. You went all in on black and you crapped. You know what I'm saying? It's nasty for you. So again, I would have been okay with you leaving looking for better if you weren't happy in a situation. And you're like, yo, this dude's not doing his job. Because men, we have jobs. We have to provide. We have to protect. We have to lead. We have to do all those things. So if you're with a dude who's not doing those things, then yeah, you should leave. Because that's different than being with someone who's doing a lot of those things and you're mad because he can't do everything. You're like, oh, he does X, Y, and Z, but what about A? He's not doing A too. Like, that's different. So yeah, if a man is not fulfilling his obligation as a man, yeah, you got the right to leave. But again, he couldn't have been that bad because the minute you found out homie Cuff was bluffing, you spun the block right back to your ex. Yeah, let's go ahead and get back together. Huh? Streets ain't for me. Nah, that's exactly who they're for. You. Go back into the streets and try to figure it out. If I'm your ex, I'm not taking you back. But The fact that all he said to you was, nah, I want you to go be with him, means that he's in his feelings about the choice you made, but he may not be over you. He may be okay with, you know what I'm saying, getting you back. Or maybe he's not. Maybe you just didn't include how greasy he talked to you in the letter. Maybe he called you out your name or whatever, because at the end you're like, he's acting like I cheated on him, da-da-da. Him, you saying he's acting like I cheated on you, this, that, and the third, isn't an equivalent answer to him saying, nah, go be with him. That's not the same vibe. So there's pieces you left out. He's probably done with you. You're cooked. You played yourself. Like Khaled said, congratulations, you played yourself. Again, I wouldn't feel bad if you just left and didn't go back, but that's not what happened. So this one is on you. You got to figure it out. Move on. You're on your own now. You know what I'm saying? And next time, don't be so gung-ho to believe what some dude tells you in the inbox. Yeah, if you was my woman, you wouldn't even have to work. Yeah, I had you in the auto designer. You be having Chanel bags every other week. We be going out to Mastros 3 times a week. If you was my girl, I would be doing... Shut the hell up. You wouldn't have been doing none of that shit. You think a man is doing all that shit, he's single? You think out of all the ain't shit dudes scouring the earth, you got a dude that's promising you X, Y, and Z, is capable, has the means, and all that, he's just out here single and looking for a wife? Nah, there's something wrong with him. Abusive, you know what I'm saying, down low, whatever it is, but everything that glitter ain't gold. You got bamboozled because your eyes seen the money signs and you thought, yeah, I got me a lick. Nah, you got licked. No pun intended. Stay alert, stay alive. How you on Instagram flexing in your stories, but you owe me money? What's good with you, bro? I hope all is well. Got a situation I need some advice on. So I let my boy, well, more like an associate, hold something, and he was supposed to pay me back once that thing was gone, if you get what I mean. Nah, son, this ain't the get indicted hotline. I don't know what you're talking about. He owes me $1,500 and it's been months. I keep asking him when I'm gonna get my money, and he keeps saying he ain't forgot about me, as if that's some form of payment. Come on, you know I ain't forget about you. That's the #1 deflection when it comes to owing somebody the funds. He talking about he got kids. Well, I got kids too, and they cost money to raise. I was letting it slide until I started seeing him having fun on IG and been posting nights out with bottles at the club and shit like that. Homie cuz owe you a band and a half, and he's out popping bottles on your dime. Nasty work. Part of me wants to show him that he can't play with me like that. Like this video if you think he's full of shit. But the other part thinks he might not be worth the headache. I probably wouldn't care as much as if he wasn't out spending money that he claims he don't have. That's where I feel like he's being disrespectful. What you think, bro? I think you and him are both operating outside of the lines of the law, and he's burning you out of the bread on the gram, flexing, copping bottles, showing off for the shorties, but putting you on the back burner. And since this ain't like no, oh, I gave him some money, he signed some papers. Nah, you might have to put the hardware to the temple and tell him empty the pockets, homeboy, before you don't make it home, boy. Get what I'm saying? Now, I don't condone the violence, but I'm just telling you, in the world y'all two live in, him burning you out of money gotta come with some type of consequence, because if he does it, what's to say the next person ain't gonna say, oh, I could do it too. And now you gotta keep going around getting burnt, stiffed, pause, that was crazy, by dudes who think, I can get out, homie, he's sweet. He ain't did nothing to Calvin. You know what I'm saying? Calvin on him a 15 piece. He out there with the Ciroc and the, you know what I'm saying, and the Grey Goose in the ice buckets at the lounge, flexing. Because I doubt he's splurging on a Don Julio or the Casamigos. He getting the 2004, 2005 bottle service. You know what I'm saying? On your dime. Going home with the shorties laid up with a couple baddies. They thinking he ballerific. And you out 1,500. That might as well be $2,000. Here's my thing, right? Anytime a person does something to me, pause, that is I deem disrespectful, or I deem like not cool or violating me or something, the first thought that pops in my head, and I'm working on this. I was talking to my therapist about this. I'm working on it. I always take it personal. And she says, you can't take everything personal. And I'm like, nah, I do. Because if I gave him $1,500 and he's like, yo, I ain't forgot about, I ain't forgot about you. Right on the story later on, down at the, you know what I'm saying, in the VIP, clearly he forgot about you, or clearly he don't give two F's about you. You know what I'm saying? I will be thinking to myself, what about me? What have I done or said that would have gave him the audacity to say, you know what? He's a person I could not pay the money back and still allow him to view me spending money on Instagram while I'm surrounded by joints and all that. What message have I gave off that made him think that was cool? Then I start checking myself. Damn, am I a sucker? Am I a punk? Oh, okay. And just to prove that I'm not none of the above, I got to go to the extreme and do something super violent to the person so they know, oh yeah, never do that again. Because if it's just the gradual, hey bro, come on, I ain't gonna ask you again. Or you do something subtle, that ain't really sending a message. That's why the cartels, that's why gangs, that's why the mob, all them people, when they want to send a message, it's always to the max. You see the mob flick, somebody get clipped for $200 or something. It ain't really the money, it's the principle. I can't have people running around thinking they can just get out on me with no consequences. Nah, we don't operate like that. I gave you the bread or the whatever you gave him the whole that he's supposed to distribute and then turn back to you the money. We call that fronting. He didn't do it. Maybe he messed the money up. Maybe he don't care. Maybe he think you soft. Whatever it may be, it has to be dealt with. Now, again, it's $1,500. That ain't no light money, but it ain't $50,000. You know what I'm saying? But are you going to continue to operate in that capacity where people understand you could be got out on? So I ain't condoning that, but I'm just saying, if you operating in that world, you have to operate by that world's rules. And that world's rules will call on for you to do something to him very telling, very sending a message. But that's what I would do if I was in your shoes. Now me, I'm not operating outside of that. I might just dead it and be like, you know what? I ain't never got to see that dude again. He ain't going to ask me for nothing. Whatever, I'll make the money back, especially if I don't need it, like really need it. That's just my advice to you. I hope it all works out. Stay safe. Stay out of the, incarcerated and all that, whatever. Stay alert, stay alive. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of Advice with Mike. I'm your host, comedian Mike Murphy. I hope you guys enjoyed me as much as I enjoyed you. And if so, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like this video. Matter of fact, leave me a comment letting me know what advice you would have gave them. And who knows, maybe you got your own toxic tale to tell about a shady friend or an entanglement you need help untangling. If so, feel free to drop me a letter at the email provided below, and I'll make sure to read it in the future segment of Advice with Mike. Now, with that being said, our time together has come to an end. Just remember, stay alert, stay alive.